This is the Skyrover X1, a 249-gram drone from Skyrover with very compelling specs when compared with the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Today we're going to put this drone to the test and compare it with the Mini 4 Pro to see just how well it stacks up and what this little powerhouse is capable of. But first, we need to go somewhere to actually put this drone to the test. And I'd like to say thank you to Skyrover for sponsoring this video. Okay, so one of the ways I use my drones a ton is to track myself as I'm hiking through the Alaska wilderness. So let's put the drones up in the air, hike down this path, because there's some pretty epic views down this way.
Take off. So far, the Skyrover's doing great. Like, the tracking has held up better than I expected, and in some ways, the tracking has held up better than the Mini 4 Pro did, as you can see from this clip right here. I don't know what the Mini 4 Pro was thinking, but it didn't handle it very well, where the Skyrover actually has held tracking really well in almost all the situations. There's a couple of places where through the bushes it was struggling a little bit more, but not that bad. However, one of the things I really want to test is the 360-degree obstacle avoidance. Now, right up here, there's some bushes and trees and some little scraggly branches, so it'll really be a good test to see how well the 360-degree obstacle avoidance on this drone actually does. Take off. Home point updated. So far, the Skyrover X1 has done better than I expected. Like, its performance is definitely on par with the DJI Mini 4, even better in some ways, like especially actually surprisingly during some of the tracking scenarios. Now, both of these drones have a 10-bit log mode. The Mini 4 has a D-Log-M, which is 10-bit, and the Skyrover has SR log. So if you want to get the most out of the 1/1.3 inch sensor that's in the Skyrover X1, then you're going to want to film in the SR log. And that basically gives you the most amount of dynamic range and the most amount of flexibility in post. Now, if you want to just capture great shots of you and your family doing stuff, then you can film in the normal color profile, totally fine, looks great, colors look good. You can post it right away to social media. But if you want the most out of this, you're going to want to film in the log mode. So you can see here some of the quick shots I've been getting, some of the shots I've been getting in log mode, and then when they're color graded, like, you can really make them look good and you can match them up to other cameras that you might be filming with. But not only that, this drone is also capable of filming 4K 60 like the Mini 4 is, And what do you use 4K 60 for? Well, if you want to slow things down just a little bit and give it a dreamy feel like me walking up to this waterfall here, then it's going to look great in 4K 60 if you slow it down just a hair. But also they've included 4K up to 100 frames a second and 1080 up to 200 frames a second. So if you really want to get some slow motion and make things slow way down, then you can do that with this drone. And then there's photo quality. You can take 12 or 48 megapixel stills, which is essentially, it's a quad layer sensor. So you're taking the pixels and dividing them up by 4. It's a whole thing, but if you want a little more detail, the 48 megapixel stills look great. If you want a little more dynamic range, the 12 megapixels are where it's at, but they look good. I mean, honestly, like this thing has taken some great photos today. Certainly something I would take backpacking with me up the mountainside, where I'm going to be wanting to haul the least amount of gear possible, because this drone is under 249 grams, which also means you don't have to deal with as many regulatory specifications unless you're operating commercially like I'm today, and then you need to have, you know, remote ID and a Part 107 and stuff like that in the US.
And if you're going to operate commercially, the Skyrover actually has a huge advantage over the Mini 4 Pro, but we'll talk about that more in just a minute. Now, both the Mini 4 Pro and the Skyrover X1 have a dedicated low light mode, and they both give you some pretty impressive results. Now, I live in Alaska, it's the middle of summer, and we just don't get a lot of night right now. Both of them perform incredibly well in the lowest light that I have available to me right now. Now, if you're somebody who shoots a lot of vertical video, have no fear, because both of these drones actually do rotate their gimbals entirely 90 degrees to give you a full 4K vertical video. Now, this is important because if you crop in on normal 4K footage, it's widescreen, to get yourself a vertical video, you don't get full 4K resolution, but also you lose a lot of field of view, as you can see here. And that's why if you're able to rotate the gimbal like the Skyrover X1 and the Mini 4 Pro do, then you get a much wider field of view and full 4K resolution. And of course, if you want just easy one-take quick shots, both of these drones offer a lot of different options for quick shots to be able to get yourself a really good, very professional looking quick shot in a location where you might want to do a droney or a circle or many of the other options that are included in either one of these drones.
Something I'm super glad to see that Skyrover has in the X1 is Waypoints. I use Waypoints a ton to be able to capture shots that are just impossible to do with just active track or manually flying the drone while I'm walking. A shot like this is just not something you could do any other way, but because Waypoints are included in this drone, you can get some really cool shots as you're, you know, exploring places like this. Takes a minute to set up, but if you really want to capture something that's kind of grabbing and eye-catching and spectacular, using Waypoints is a way to do it. I have a whole video on it. It'll be linked down in the description if you want to see. But yeah, super glad to see that Waypoints are included in this drone. One of the ways a lot of these super ultralight mini drones fail a lot of times is wind. So I'm up on top of this little mountain here. We're going to test and see just how well they handle the wind. Because honestly, like, that can kind of make or break things if you're going to backpack with something like this way up into the mountains. And you can see here that both of them are handling the wind just fine. Now, if you are very close to your subject, yes, you're going to see some movement and a little bit of bounce and stuff like that. But honestly, both of them did great today. The Skyrover X1 handles wind just fine. Now, another reason to get a small sub 249 gram drone like this is noise. These are much quieter than most other drones out there, especially larger drones. So let's see how loud it is. Right now, I'm using the internal mics on the camera. The drone is about 4 feet away from the camera. I'm just slightly closer than that, but this is how loud it is. Now, when it comes to battery life, Skyrover says the X1 has about 32 minutes of battery life. Now, that's under the best of conditions, the most ideal, like, and absolutely down to zero. What I can say is you're probably going to get about 25, 26 minutes-ish of flying in normal conditions. I've been running out here pretty much most of the day with about 3 batteries, and I still have, I think, about 70% left on this one, which is pretty impressive because I've been flying and fighting some wind and then flying kind of far off in some winds up in the mountains here to get these shots. And so far, the battery life has been excellent on this. I would love it if Skyrover made a longer running battery, but I know that would also probably put it over 249 grams. So I understand why they also don't do that. And then Skyrover also says that this has a max transmission range of about 15 kilometers, which is 10-ish miles or something like that. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's so much farther than you can possibly keep a line of sight on a drone like this. But I have pushed the range as far as I can and still keep the drone in line of sight. And I can say there's been no problems at all with the image transmission, which is really impressive. A huge upgrade that Skyrover has made now with the X1 is you can now get this 5.5-inch built-in screen remote, which has a 3-hour battery life and 32 gigabytes of built-in storage. So like all the screenshots you've seen me taking today so far have all been recorded to the internal storage of the remote. Super useful, but it also has a 700 nit display. So even on a day like this in bright sun, like it's been bright enough and fine for me to be able to see it and be able to work with it, and the whole thing works smoothly. Like it responds quickly and responds smoothly to your control taps, your control inputs, you know, when you're changing settings, all of that. The screen responds really well. And it also features USB fast charging, so it charges up quickly or recharges quickly if you do need to recharge it. If the 3 hours of battery life isn't enough for you, you're going to go through a lot of Skyrover batteries to go through all 3 hours of the remote battery, but you know, I wouldn't blame you if you did.
I said earlier that the Skyrover has a massive advantage over the Mini 4 Pro in one particular area, and that's this. The Skyrover X1 allows you to toggle or turn on remote ID or turn it off. So if you're going to operate commercially, you can turn remote ID on and still have a sub 249 gram drone.
So who's this drone for? Honestly, if you want a great performing drone that's in that 249 gram weight class, then this is a fantastic option. Punches well above its weight for, I guess that's a pun, for the image quality you get out of it, the performance you get out of it, period, is just excellent for a drone this small and this lightweight. And so I'd say, especially if you want a small lightweight drone to do like what I did today, out here hiking in the mountains, and you want something lightweight so you don't have to carry a bunch of weight with you, great option for that. If you want a drone that takes great photos and videos of you and your family when you're on vacation or anything like that, this would be a great option. And of course, it also fits in that more budget category, but high performance category because of its price point. And when compared with the Mini, like we've been comparing today, it stacks up and holds its own all the way across the board, and even in a couple of areas it did a little better. But it has a huge advantage over the Mini, is that you can get USA-based support if you're in the United States. So if you're here, you can get a 30-day replacement policy, you can get warranty support, you can even get an extended warranty for it if you want to protect yourself in case you run into the side of a mountain, or I'll tell you, trees definitely can grab drones out of nowhere too. And with that extended warranty, with that extended care plan, you can also get flyaway coverage so that if for some reason you do lose the drone, you can still get a replacement. But next, I want to hear from you. How do you think the Skyrover X1 stacks up against, the DJI Mini 4 or maybe other drones you use? Let me know in the comments. Next, you're going to want to watch this video right here. I'll see you over there. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or you can join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We can have a little more of a conversation. I can answer questions that maybe I didn't get to in this video. I'll see you again soon in the next one. Cheers.